Hey everybody, it's Alec Lytle. It's been quite a journey getting here. This streaming thing is nuts. We're trying to have a celebration for the record that we just released today called The Remains of Sunday. We've had a lot of trials and a lot of trouble getting here. We're trying to do this stream bigger and better than we probably should have tried. Had a lot of people involved in this, as well as a lot of people involved in the record. We're going to try to do a party. We're going to hear from a lot of different people. For those of you that know what our house looks like, we are obviously not at our house. At around 1 a.m. yesterday morning, we found out that our internet bandwidth was not big enough to do this after many, many, many trials and everything else. So some friends of ours, Ben and Lauren, graciously cleared out of their house to let us come in here and do this. And they have unbelievable blazing speed, so I think it probably is working for everybody. Wow, Christy Duncan, it's crazy. People from the press, and John Wolf. Thank you guys all for joining. What we're celebrating here is my wife, lovely Priscilla, my soulmate.
We're celebrating me?
Yeah, we're celebrating Priscilla. She is here producing for us, and we have a picture of the record, I think, right? If we could see that. So this is what we're celebrating. Is the next one down?
Oh.
You're on welcome. Go over to the next one down.
Oh.
So we're learning as we go. So this record, which I think I might be pointing to now if everything's working really well, is what we're celebrating. And I have some partners in crime that are always there with me, my very good friends in my band that tour around the country with me and hopefully the world soon. And the hardest thing about doing this, music, I'm going to stop talking in a second, but music to me is about connecting with people and being live, and I'm very, very comfortable playing on stage now after doing this for so many years. But this feels weird. I'm talking to a camera, but I see all you guys out there. Jill, Jeff Cross.
Coco.
Hey, Anthony. So anyway, we're still going to connect. We're going to do the best we can. We've got the band involved through crazy technology. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to introduce who's going to be playing with me today. The first guy that's going to be playing with me is Brian Wegman, our drummer. So here's Brian.
Hey everybody, this is Brian from Alec Lytle and them Rounders. I'm the drummer in the band, if you can't tell. I'm coming to you from the Santa Cruz Mountains up in Boulder Creek, California. Really excited for you all to join us this evening. We've been working on these songs for a long time, and well, I wish we could be together in person to play them for you tonight. We're all excited that you've chosen to spend your evening with us, joining us in this grand experiment of doing a live CD release concert on the internet. So thanks again for coming. Did I say CD? Seriously? Album, whatever it's called nowadays. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great time, and I hope we'll get to see all of you at a live show again sometime soon. Thanks.
And he's the youngest of us, and he's still going to CD release. And then, so this is kind of going in reverse order of the people that joined the band. After that, long time ago, was my real sideman. He's always there for me, Mr. Dan Newitt on mandolin.
Hey everybody, it's Dan Newitt coming to you live here from the Sam Squam Chut out here in sunny California. And just want to say how really glad I've been to be a part of this recording project and this band, and also to be here with you today. It's good to see you all, or imagine you.
And then my very good friend who started off as our drummer and then kind of morphed into our utility guy, Ben Estes.
Hey everybody, it's Ben Estes from Them Rounders. I sing harmony vocals and play whatever, banjo, piano, bass, drums. I'm here with my very patient son, Blake. Have you been wanting to play?
Yeah, but I don't think so about that, but I think...
You were,
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you were very, very quiet while we were playing, and I really appreciate that.
I would like...
You were talking quiet, but you did want to scream, didn't you? You want to get all your screams out now? Let's hear a big one. That's a good one. All right, thank you. I did that. Making this record was an absolute joy. It's a real, just absolute gift to play music with Alec and the rest of the Rounders. And man, I think this record is probably the pinnacle of what I feel was my musical achievement. So thank you for listening to it and letting us share it with you. Can you say bye?
Bye.
So Ben, thank you so much. And lastly, he says it was 15 years ago. Maybe it was a guy named Jamie King who is down in San Luis Obispo, and I started playing music together. It's when I was just kind of learning how to play guitar after being an upright bass player, and he was trying all sorts of different instruments, and we just kind of fooled around playing new types of music for us, and it eventually turned into this. You know, he was the guy that named them Rounders. So Jamie King is now down in San Luis Obispo, so let's say hi.
Hey, it's Jamie, playing bass tonight and joining you from the lower left-hand corner of your screen where it's always 72. I'm very excited for what we're doing here tonight. Is 5 weeks ago, I suppose, we were planning a launch party in LA, but these fucking dogs.
He's gonna try it again.
Hey, it's Jamie joining you guys tonight from the lower left-hand corner of your screen where it's always 72. I'm very excited for what's coming tonight. It feels like just 5 weeks ago we were planning a big launch party in LA to show this thing off and get it off the ground, but I think this is going to be equally as special. Been doing this with Alec for, I don't know, probably close to 15 years, and the rest of the guys coming in and out, and it's been an absolute, and I think tonight's going to be an appropriate extension of that and appreciating where we're at.
All right, so there we are. So enough talk. Hi, Dan Forzano, Tiago, todos familia y amigos a Brasil. Muito obrigado. So we're going to try a song. Priscilla's pointing at something. Oh, you can talk. Everybody knows you're here. So, Priscilla wanted to say why we have this blue thing here. There's an ugly uncovered light switch back there. But what this is this morning my son Isaac, who's 6, he knew that this was a big day when we were releasing our record, and I got up this morning relatively early, and he and his little sister Cadence were cleaning the kitchen, sweeping the floor. And he'd made me this little heart that he put on this entire streaming setup and wished me the best for this. So, okay, enough talking. We're going to see how this goes. You're going to see the band over here next to me, and we're going to play a song. This first one's called Mountain. Left turn a county road, a few miles into the redwood grove, a little house behind the stream, built a ring up in the western trees come down. Somehow laid on the mountain. Skin deep and wide, it pulled him down. Can't find a way out of an endless sound for now. Somehow they lived on the mountain. Woo, woo. Little boy, a little painted colors on a darkened world. With my guitar not gonna sing. Man she knew would never say these things so loud. Somehow she moved off the mountain. Come on, Brian. Kids are late for school. Reminds herself that he was dark and cruel. The trees are strong, the ridge above. She wouldn't try, she couldn't pull her back down. For now, he's still on that mountain. Ooh. My audience of one. Thank you, love.
No, audience of 100.
Yes, thank you, guys. You know, there was a comment from I think Mike McKenna that the guitar wasn't loud enough.
Yes.
So we're gonna see if that's the case.
Can you hear yourself okay? We have some pretty noticeable sync issues between your performance and the band.
Really? You guys, we're gonna play something else here. Somebody said that there was a lot of sync issues between me and the band, which seems weird. So what we're going to do real quick here is we're going to play a video from our producer, Tony Berg, who, let me just say a couple words about him. Tony is just a really great friend of mine, and it's really, it's a big challenge to trust the music that I make to somebody to be a producer, and Tony has always made that what I'm doing is the most important thing to him at the time, which is amazing, and he's just really taken a lot of care with the music and everything else. So
Bob says guitar is loud enough.
okay, the guitar was loud enough, but
We're for Bob, so.
yeah, Bob Clearmountain, the mixer, said the guitar was loud enough. So Mike McKenna, you lose on that one. Did anybody else hear the sync issues? Did it not feel in sync? Jill said we didn't hear any sync issues. Maybe I don't need to worry about that then. It was all good for me. Any of the guys that really play with me, I mean, you know, maybe everybody else thinks that I just really have bad rhythm. But so maybe we will not play Tony's thing, and I'll go on to the next song, and we'll come back to him.
Do that.
Yeah. So this next song is the second song on our record. That first one was called Mountain, and we just did a video for it about, I guess, 2 months ago. It was right before all of this mess and the whole lockdown, so we all got together at the Mountain House up here in Northern California and did a great live video. You can find that on YouTube, but please don't go look for it now. Stay right here. So, Christy Duncan, I trust your ears too. Okay. And John Dante asks, what are we thinking about? Very funny. What are you thinking about? So let's try a new song, which is called Landslide. This one is a song about all the times that I feel like I should have just kept my mouth shut, and it just escalates into problems. And those are, I guess, typical relationship issues for everybody. So it's a song that I wrote to my wife, and it's a love song. And I hope that you always know that I'll always love you, even though I write weird songs. This is a love song to you, my dear.
I love you.
I love you too. So I'm gonna just pretend I'm playing it to you.
Thank you. You can play it.
Okay, so this is called Landslide. Be you're not enough. I'm gonna fuck this up. I should really hold your hand and I'm gonna try to do things right, keep things out of sight, hide from you the ways we knew that why I shouldn't speak. My words start a landslide, my dear. I'll be your other one, keeps you from feeling young. I'm gonna tilt your light and shine it all on me. Might be your mistake, your uninspired faith, and you remind me why you always thought that we shouldn't speak. There's no words to start a landslide. If I was ever able to be me, it's not exactly how you wanted it to be. And every sigh you let escape your pretty lips has a sequel that ends when you lie. Here with me, I'm sure I've talked too much, never say enough. It's always getting late and way too dark to see. All I need to hear is you still want me near, and I can show you how I'd love you more if we wouldn't speak. No words to start a landslide, my dear. All right, that was Landslide. So I was saying before that we, this friend of mine named Tony Berg, produced. This is the second record he's produced for me. The first one came out a few years ago, and it's always such a pleasure to work with him, and it's just kind of a dream come true to be in his studio. He now owns a place called Sound City down in LA, which is just a serious piece of history down there. And it was just kind of a crazy pleasure to be able to record there with Tony and the rest of the guys in the band. But I thought that it would be nice to hear from a few really important people from this record. So Tony sent in his thoughts, and I think as Tony, you're probably not the guy that would chat, but I'm guessing you're watching right now. So here is a little bit from my good friend Tony Berg.
Hello, this is Tony Berg, offering what I think is a producer's eye view of the Alec Little album that I was lucky enough to work on with my close friend of many years. And it was, more than anything, an opportunity to watch my friend develop as an artist and explore new themes, become a little more ambitious musically than our first foray 3 years ago. And I'm thrilled by the idea of Alec thoroughly embracing the idea of the responsibility of the artist. And that is to say, describing experiences in his life in his unique vocabulary in a way that we all might derive something from it. And that was a tremendously motivating factor, and the people who worked on this record, whether they were Matt Chamberlain or Greg Leese or Bob Clearmountain. And I think Alec managed to do many things with this album. First and foremost, his melodies are engaging, his words have impact, they have resonance, and I think we're all a little better for having heard it when we hear it. So I'm appreciative to Alec, to Priscilla, to the kids, to the Clearmountains, Bob and Betty, who introduced me to Alec probably 13 or 14 years ago, via Xander, who was tremendously skilled at networking people. And I just hope you enjoy this record as much as I do, because it was such great fun to make it, and such a great artistic experience. So congratulations to my friend Alec, and here we go.
Thank you, Tony. So, yeah, I already said enough about Tony, and there you guys heard it from him. So it's so great to have you guys typing here, or whatever you call it, texting or chatting, that's what it is. I see Casey, I see Daniel Filho from Brazil, and Mike McKenna again, and Xander. Hi, Xander. Oh, Xander's saying hi to Tony, so I'm sorry. And then, of course, Frank Warren and Casey. So I'm seeing your names and I'm seeing your chats go by, so it's great to have you here, and thank you for joining me as best as you could. The nice thing about this is probably much better attended than our release show would have been attended, so it's great to have all you people here. We were planning on having a release show. I think yesterday would have been in Los Angeles. We were scheduled to play down there at Apogee Studio, and then tonight would have been in Santa Barbara, I think, and then tomorrow would have been in San Luis Obispo. So, but we'll be back there playing live soon. So this next song is, I think those that you know me well know that my mom passed away a few years back, and I wrote this song for her, and I don't know if any of my family is joining. We're all kind of not technically that much into that, but this is a song that I wrote for my mom right after she passed away.
Place we found you blue, stone's throw from the town we knew, still a little girl like you disappears. I packed up for the time, and I realize spring here. And a north wind sound makes it hard to hear. She cried alone when we were fine on the inside. Wish you were around. You'd like it here. You were always unclear. She liked the story, called it April morning. We all would. Oh, oh, she liked the story, called it April morning. We all would try for you.
All right, that was called April Morning. Yeah. Tita, my sister, has been such a big help with everything. And she was here right before, my sister-in-law is what people call her, but she's my sister, right before everything really got locked down. And she'd been here with us for several months, and we miss her a lot. She just got back to Brazil right before. I see her typing there a lot. There she is in all caps. This is kind of a trip reading all this stuff. I swear that I saw Paul Martinez there too, which is like all these people from my past. Thank you guys so much. I know that you don't have anything else to do, so why not do this? Thank you. So I think.
Before going to Bob, we have band members.
Oh.
To join you.
You guys want to come in? You might have heard some stuff in the past, and I guess my son Isaac is here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see him on camera. We might need to tilt down. He's got his electric guitar on right now. So
Broke.
it broke. Oh yeah, the input broke. If anybody has an input jack for a Loog guitar, Isaac's is broken and we can't find it anywhere. And then Cadence is over here, but maybe she's camera shy right now.
Just say hi. Jimmy said just Bob.
Okay. Camera shy. Isaac is not camera shy. Right, Isaac? What's camera shy? It's what you're not. So I think what we're going to do next, although my producer, here she is. Oh, she's got a chair. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hear from Uncle Bob.
He's gonna sing Little Sunshine.
Oh, you want to sing? You want to sing Sunshine? Oh, great. That's great. Let me get a capo. So Isaac wants to sing a song. So this is an unscripted event. So we're going to have Isaac sing a song. What key do you want to do it in, Isaac? Let's see. Let's. Okay, I think that's going to work. I'm going to get you a little closer so everybody can hear you. You want to jump down from the chair? Okay. Okay, now come up. Okay. Whoops. Bonk. Bonk. Okay. Okay. So Isaac's gonna sing "You Are My Sunshine" with me. Ready? You are my night, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Sing nice and loud, Isaac. Remember these words? The other night, dear, while I was sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I held my head down and cried. We're gonna sing it really loud. Ready? Everybody out there, sing along.
My sunshine,
Loud, Isaac.
my only sunshine.
There you go.
You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Thank you, Isaac. Everybody, believe it or not, everybody loves it. That was great. Okay, so that was Isaac. He was our firstborn child. Cadence was here a second ago. Later, I'm going to sing a song that I wrote for Isaac. So the next thing we wanted to do is somebody else that's incredibly important to our family, Uncle Betty and Uncle Bob, as we call them.
Auntie Betty and Uncle Bob.
Sorry, Auntie Betty and Uncle Bob. It's been a long week. Are just incredibly important to us, incredibly important to our children, and I have the fortunate benefit of Uncle Bob is also a world-class mix engineer. So this is the second record he's mixed for me, and he's like a brother to me, and it's such a pleasure. Pleasure isn't the right word. It's such an honor to work with him and have him know so much about my life and what I'm writing about, and being able to bring his knowledge of my children and everything else to the mixing desk with him. So let's hear a little bit from Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Clearmountain, here in my studio in Pacific Palisades, where I had the pleasure of... This record means a lot to me because I've known Alec for several years. In fact, he's become like a brother to me, really. I feel like I'm part of his family because his kids, Isaac and Cadence, refer to my wife and I as Auntie Betty and Uncle Bob. Many of the songs are actually about his family, which I can relate to it because I know them so well. And mixing it, besides the fact that I feel so close to the material, it's just a beautiful sounding record. In fact, it was expertly produced by my friend Tony Berg, who I feel is probably one of the best producers on the face of the planet. It was a wonderful experience mixing it, and I think you'll have a wonderful experience if you give it a good listen. And so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
Yeah. So, thank you, Bob. The next song is there's this concept of a single. This is the single for the record. We have a new video out for it. It's called Young, that features Isaac not being camera shy. It's really worth watching. It was directed by Priscilla, and it was a real family event to make that video. Kevin Kelsey, hi. And Melissa. Wow, you guys, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
And then what I wanted to say is that, interestingly enough, it scrolled off the page for me right now, but Toby Freshholtz was the doctor who delivered Isaac, and she was here and probably still is here. So anyway, love you too, Clearmountain. What's that guitar? Oh, Xander, a good question. Usually I like to talk about this guitar so much. This is a guitar made by, or at least modified by a guy named Ruben down in Los Angeles. It's a 1950s Regal guitar, and it's actually just a dime store guitar that has a rubber pickup put on it, flat wound strings, and a rubber bridge and flat wound strings and a pickup. And it's just super funky and dead sounding, and I've got it plugged in through a Kalamazoo amp here in the back. So, and this is the one that I played on the record too. So it's weird and different, and I'm super into it, and it was a gift from Tony Berg to me. So thanks, Tony.
I stole a gift from him.
What's that?
I said I stole a gift from him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Thanks, Tony.
So we're going to try this song called Young, and it really features the band on this next one. So listen to them when they come into this area right here next to me. Here we go. Biggest problem is I don't sleep like I used to anymore. And all the projects that I started are out there on the lawn. I hope I find you while I'm young. I hope I find you while I'm young. Woo! You how it worked out, you guys, when it comes over the internet, but internet. So we're kind of going through a progression of people that kind of got involved. As you can see, we started with the band, and then Tony, and then the record goes from Tony to Bob for mixing. And then there's a step in making a record that has always been hard for me, especially when you're making vinyl and trying to do something special, and that's what we're doing. Vinyl's not out yet, but it will be soon. That artwork comes into it, and the artwork for this record started with a great friend of mine, Dan Forzano, who is a really interesting photographer, and he got involved with this project early, and we've had a great time working on it. So we thought we'd hear a little bit about the making of the artwork, and we get some pictures to look at too, so you can see what the actual album is going to look like when it comes out. So here's my friend Dan Forzano.
Hello everyone, this is Dan, talking to you from my home in San Jose. Alex had asked me to say a few words today about the album Art. I'm excited to have been a small part of this album release, having done the photography and the design. And I'm also very honored to speak to you today, considering the reputations and the contributions of almost everyone else involved with this release. Over the last years that Alec and I have known each other, we found that we shared a similar regard for music and art aesthetic. In both Alec's music and my photography, there's a commonality that things are quite personal, but they open up enough for interpretation and the goal to become universal. And rather than presenting a very definitive personal story that a viewer or listener is just witness to, rather there's an emotion that's laid bare, and the listener or viewer is no longer just a witness, but an active participant. And the stories, in a sense, become their own. When Alec gave me a call in the fall of 2018 to talk about working on the art and packaging for a new album that he was working on, I was all in. For this album, it was clear the photos would be a mix of focused images, although without any direct context, and then abstract blurred images. The selection process involved matching the mood of the images with the songs, and there was some evolution of that choice and application as the album itself evolved. I'm sure that you're going to love the music on this album, and if you are lucky enough to grab one of the LPs when they're out soon, I'm pretty sure you're going to love the package and the art. Thanks, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Dan. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I'm sure we'll do more. So check Dan Forzano out. His photography is one of a kind. The Monica Ficciolini from KCBX. Did you hear it last night on KCBX because you played it? Oh, it is Paul Martinez. And Scott Diller. Yay. What's up, Diller? I'm just going to sit here and read these things and say hi to everybody. My brother, Brad Bennett. So glad you're here. Yes, Pearl Social Club in Santa Barbara would have been great. We'll do that again soon, hopefully. So it's been a hard couple years for me. I've lost some really important people to me, and my sister Ann was one of them. She passed away, I don't know, not that long ago. And so I had to come up, not had to, I wanted to sing something for her that was a connection for us. And she was instrumental in the development of what kind of music I liked. I remember one of the things that she did is when I went away to college, she gave me all her Joni Mitchell records, which I'm like, I don't even know what this is. And why would I be into Joni Mitchell? I don't even, it's an 18-year-old kid. And then I carried him from the dorm. I don't think I listened to him once. And then my sophomore year, I remember putting him on this old record player that I had that was and just going, oh my God, I totally get this now. So that, and I think she was probably the first person I ever heard play guitar and sing. So yeah, this song's for her. It's a Paul Simon song. You don't really need to change it, but you can change it. People say she's crazy, she's got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She was physically forgotten when she slipped into my pocket with my car keys, saying you've taken me for granted 'cause I please you, wearing these diamonds. And I could say, ooh, as if everybody knew what I was talking about. As if everybody would know exactly what I was talking about. Talking about diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She makes the sign of a teaspoon and he makes the sign of a wave. The poor changes clothes, then he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoe. She said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up sleeping in a doorway under the lights and the bodegas on Upper Broadway, wearing these diamonds. And I could say, ooh, as if everybody knew what I was talking about. As if exactly what I was talking about. Talking about diamonds on the soles of shoes. If you're never one of the people to sing along and you're home alone, or even if you're just home with somebody else, let's do this part together. Na 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 na. Come on, Priscilla. Na 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 na. Oh, here comes my director, my producer. Thank you. So we're going to do one more song. I want to thank you guys all so much for hanging out. It's so nice to take guitars off on a stage and not have a cable that's plugged in to have to deal with. Those of you might know. So I need to do some thank yous. I hope you guys can indulge me on this. Obviously, I already thanked Tony and Bob and Dan Forzano. I think I thanked my band, but I want to thank them again. I thank them every time we play live, but thank you guys so much for going on this journey with me, touring around Alaska, touring around California, touring around the Western States. Dan, all the trips we've taken to the East Coast. I really am excited to get out there and do more of it with you. I think it's going to be really fun to tour this record. I do want to ask all you guys for some help that are watching. Please, it's great news. We charted on the Americana radio list, whatever that's called, the Americana radio chart, last week at number 81, which is crazy for me. That was like a goal. But now, of course, I always want more. We were in front of the Indigo Girls. I won't say anything more. I'm sure there's fans of the Indigo Girls out there. So the next goal is to get into the top 50, and what that would require would be more play on radio stations. And I'll start off by thanking, since we're talking about radio, I'll thank Cook and Brad Paul, who are doing a lot of radio work for us. And I don't know if he's here, but Raul Campos down at KCRW has been just a huge support for our band and our music, and that's been great. And Neil Lossie at KCBX, and all the folks at KCBX have been just wonderful forever. And so, yeah, like Billboard Americana. That's right, Casey. I don't think it's, I guess it is Billboard Americana. I don't know. AMA Americana. So if you have an Americana radio station, which I don't know how you know, if you do, call in and ask for our record. They have the song Young as well as the full record, so that'll help. Okay, a few more thank yous before, I don't know what happened to my glass of wine. Oh, there it is. So all the guys that played on the record that are not in part of my touring band, they know who they are, but I particularly want to call out Dylan Day. I doubt he's here, but he's got other stuff going on, but he's really added a lot to this record, an electric guitar player. And Matt Chamberlain, who has played drums on this record and the last record, just adds a great element to it. And the rest of the guys too. So you'll hear them and you can see them on the record. Second group of people I want to thank, I want to call out one person in particular, Joy Collenborn. She's been our booking agent now for going almost 5 years, and she's stuck with us through thick and thin. And this is obviously an incredibly hard time for a live booking agent to do anything except cancel shows. And that's what she's been doing for us, is canceling and canceling and canceling. And don't worry, Joy, we're sticking with you. You stuck with us when nobody wanted to play our shows. So I want to thank Joy a lot. And the rest of the guys, she introduced me to Vinny and Adam, who run this little tiny label that our record is out on, and called CEN. And I was always really skeptical of labels, these people that were trying to just, take the money away and everything else. But these guys are great. And and the rest of the people that work at CEN. And then, of course, the people that are doing the promotions for this record are getting articles written and everything else. So I know I'm talking too long. So what I wanted to do next is, if you guys are having a beer or some wine or drinking anything right now, by the way, I wanted to have a little thank you. And it's humbling that the people that you guys are here watching, that come to our shows, everything else, I appreciate it so much. You enjoyed this record. We put a lot of heart and soul into it. So let's all raise a glass.
Are you on cheers now?
I wanted to cheers now.
Click on cheers now.
Yes.
To have the guys. Yeah.
Okay, so here's
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
All right.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations. Oh. That's a good Pinot Noir drinking out of
in that case, then.
a mason jar. Really good. Okay. So, we're going to do one last song. This song, Clay, who edited all our videos, and he's doing more video editing, and he's done an amazing job, and he really helped us with a lot of stuff. I don't think I'm going to say anything after the song, so thank you everybody so much for hanging out and listening. I hope you enjoyed this. We tried really hard to make it interesting and not just a dude in a guitar, and I will do that, though. There's nothing wrong with that, but we wanted to do something special for this show. But keep an eye out. We're going to try to do more of these, maybe not to this extent, but I will be a dude strumming a guitar on a couch soon for a live stream. Please go Spotify, Apple Music, download or stream the record. It's all out there now, the full Monty. This last song is called State. It's a song I wrote for my son, Isaac.
Read a book about a man like me, written by a fool. Said, I see through your eyes, my boy. What you do, you'll do. Made my life on the backs of better men than like you. The blood in my veins ran blue. Hold on, would you stay right here? My comfort in my skin. Slow down, I'm making a big mistake. From the state I'm in. Misplaced all the stones we laid down right here. Remember how they held something still and near. My daddy's eyes look out from my son's little face, and they're still blue, still blue. Darker days are the roads that we made back here. Hold on, would you stay right here? My comfort in my skin. Slow down, I'm making a big mistake. From the state I'm in. Stay right here, my comfort in my skin. Slow down, I'm making a big mistake. From the state I'm in. Looking back on the years that we'll spend, I'll just wait until darkness descends at the end of every end, plain and cruel. I'll give in to, I just can't tell you when. I'm on my way down here. I hope you feel the sun through the wind. I will.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the record.